Have you ever woke up and wondered what was wrong with you? You knew you wanted to be elsewhere, that there was more to life than the life you were living, more than the bills you were paying, the job you were keeping. Look to the horizon, to the sunsets. Your answer is there. Put your feet on the ground and take a deep breath and step into the nomadic lifestyle. You will not regret it. Hey, how is everybody? Welcome to Tammy's World. Let me fix that camera. Anyway, I would like to thank you all for coming by and spending a little time with me. Today's video is about narcissism. It's a heavy subject, it's a drama-filled subject, it's a hurtful subject. So if you are one of my other subscribers for one of my other topics, I'd like to thank you for at least stopping by. And I have a ton of videos, you guys, down below about all kinds of other subjects. So if you don't want to be here, go visit one of my other videos. Or if you're curious, stick around. Let's get into it. Today's subject is narcissism hoovering. Remember that word I couldn't remember a few videos back about, and I said, yeah, it's a good word. Well, of course, we all know what a Hoover vacuum is, right? It's something that goes around and sucks up all kinds of stuff. Well, hoovering and narcissism was derived from that, and it means exactly what a vacuum would mean. Oh, God. Okay, let's get into hoovering. You know, narcissism... narcissists not only come in males, they come in females. I've said this in a few of my videos, but I did have a viewer go, well, there are female narcissists too. Yes, there absolutely are. My mother was a female narcissist. Female narcissists usually affect children, their children. There are female narcissists that go from man to man to man, and they have their harem just like a man does, and they hoover like a man does, they love bomb. Yes, but most of your narcissists are male. I don't know why. Nobody seems to know why. But yes, there are female narcissists, and for my videos, when I speak of a narcissist and I refer it as a man, just know that this is also meant for females. It's about female narcissists too. There are a few differences in male narcissists and a female narcissist, and you know, I know what my mother was like as a mother, but as a lover, I've never had a female narcissist, so I don't know if they do porno. I don't know how they operate per se, but I do know that male narcissists, it's like they read the same instruction manual on how to be a narcissist, because you can pretty much hear every story is the same. The way they act, what they do, what they say, how they do it. It's almost like, yeah, like robots. Honest to God, you guys. I mean, there's so many commentaries in their actions and their behaviors. It just blows your mind. You could read anybody's testimony about what they went through with a narcissist, and you can, like, that sounds like my narcissist, you know. It's sad, but it's very true. So now that that's been said, and I hope that I've rectified with that gentleman that there are female narcissists, I will be referring to I'll be referring to narcissists as males most of the time, not sliding to female narcissist. Just saying. So anyway, let me get a drink of my Diet Dr. Pepper. Hoovering. We've talked about love bombing, although I haven't done a video on it yet. But we've talked about flying monkeys and their harems. We've talked a little bit about discard. Hoovering comes after discard. Okay. This is where they've moved you to the back line on that bowling alley, but they still want you under their thumb per se. For some reason, there's something that they got out of you or from you while you were their main supply that they just can't seem to get it from somebody else. And the fact is they don't want you to be with anyone else. They want you to always be on a string in the back of their harem line. And they want to keep you there. And they will do what they can to get you back, just to discard you again for their own self-worth. Follow me? Hoovering is when they try to suck you back in. And you know, I've talked about going no contact. Now, with no contact is the best way not to be sucked. That's a funny noise, right? Sucked back in into their world of dysfunction, per se. Not per se, their world of dysfunction. These guys, these people are animals. They don't care about your mental health, your physical welfare. They don't care, guys. It's all about them, remember? But anyhow, so when they've discarded you and you're on a back burner and they're not getting something they got from you, from one of their new supply or someone in their harem, they're going to hoover you back in. They're going to hoover you back in just to prove they can get you back. They're going to hoover you back in for a million reasons. And hoovering is sucking. It's a sucking motion, right? All right? So what they're going to do is they're going to do little things to try and suck you back in. Now, be it emotionally, physically, mentally, financially, they are going to hoover you in. And a lot of ways they do this, and I've said it in the past, is they will send you gifts. They will send you money. They will leave I love you messages, I miss you messages, do you forgive me messages, I didn't mean it messages. They will go through their flying monkeys to get that hoovering started. They'll use their flying monkeys to try and suck you back in. Now, the sad part about this is their lack of empathy over what they've already done to you. I mean, they've left you a quivering mess of heap of shit on the floor that you can't even breathe. You can't wake up. Most times you can't get out the bed. You have no desire to shower, no desire to eat, to go on. It is devastating, you guys. And then after you start to regain a little bit of who you are and a little bit of self-love, and they see this, or they hear that you may be seeing somebody else, they're right back trying to suck you in because they want you that quivering pile of shit on the floor. And I'm not saying you're shit. To them you are. They don't care how hard you've worked to get to where you are. That you can even go out with your friends. That you can go to a movie. That you can even go shopping. Work out. They don't care how hard you've worked to regain some self-love, self-respect, and friendships. Because the fact is, when you're with a narcissist, you have no friends. Just saying. They make sure they alienate you from friends and family. And then they're behind your back talking to those friends and family they've alienated you from. And they've only alienated you for one reason. So they can talk smack behind your back. Make you look bad. That way when they dump you, they discard you, you have no support. None. So when we talk about hoovering, they'll send you flowers, they'll send you candy, they will send your children. They will do whatever it takes to get you back on that line to make their self-worth grandeur. Not caring a bit about you. And it's really sad. It's really sad that after you've gone through all that in this relationship with a narcissist, you're finally out, you're finally repairing and getting your world back together financially, emotionally, physically. They're right there trying to hook you again. That right there shows their true lack of empathy, compassion, integrity. Just saying. And know this, while they're sucking and hoovering you back in, at least they have a new supply. They have a new supply that they're doing that to. You know, the one thing I can say about a narcissist, how they keep it all going and all the lies going, I will never know. I'm betting that they're brilliant. To be able to keep, you know what, guys? You know why I don't lie? I can't keep track. I can't keep track of my lies. I would be so exhausted mentally trying to keep track of lies. You know, and then you got to cover a lie with a lie. I mean, think about it. Really. Narcissists have to have some kind of intelligence to keep the lies going to the amount of people they have on their string, in their harem. So, when you have been discarded or when you've walked away And when you've been gone a while and you're starting to feel self-love and self-worth and you're out and you're doing things again, know that if you are no contact, and sometimes even if you are no contact, that hoovering is going to happen. And it's not going to happen because they want you back, because they made a mistake, and they're going to make you believe that. Remember, I went back to my narc at least 50 times in 4 years. I even went to other states and came back. And paid for it all myself. With the promise he'd pay for it, but he never did. But they don't want you back because they love you. They don't love anybody. They don't even love themselves. They don't want you back because they feel bad about what happened or they made a mistake. Contrary to whatever comes out of that mouth of shit of theirs, spewing poison. They only want you back for one reason: their own self-worth. No matter what you've been through, no matter how far you've come, they only want you back for their own self-worth. And the sad part is, that's what keeps a lot of victims, and I hate that word, a lot of survivors of narcissists in limbo. They'll keep you in limbo the rest of your life if you let them. No contact is so important, you guys. It keeps the hoovering away. It keeps the flying monkeys at bay, and it gives you time to regain what they have taken from you. And they've taken everything that you've ever had, including who you are. So if you're able to, go no contact. It's imperative. It's imperative for your own self-health. And you guys, when you start loving yourself, go back out dating, because they're hoovering you for one reason, and that's to keep you from falling in love or being with somebody who's worthy. Remember, it wasn't your fault, and it's not your fault that this is a narcissist that you fell in love with. And you didn't even fall in love with a real person, because I guarantee you he is a whole different person to that new supply. Why? Because he mimicked her. It's sad but true. It's so sad but true. And the next video, I am going to get into love bombing, and you'll find out how they mimic each and every one of their supplies to keep them in that harem. So remember, when that email comes through, or that text message, or a flying monkey comes around, and they're trying to suck you back in, hoover you, remember, it's only going to bring you back down. It's only going to destroy you more. And you know what? No matter how in love you were with this person, because I believe that we loved our narcissist, because we're not the ones that are fake. We're not the ones that have no self-worth, no self-love at the time they get a hold of us. We genuinely love the person they portrayed themselves to be. And we have to realize that that person doesn't exist, you guys. As heart-wrenching and as hurtful as that is, we have to realize that that person we fell in love with is a total different person to that new supply. Just saying. You know, this subject is so hard. There's so many facets. There's so many tricks that they use. It is totally destroying other humans. You know, when I first realized that I knew something was wrong with him for the first year or two, after he went off at me at that woman's homeless shelter for abused women and children, I knew something was wrong with him. I just couldn't put my finger on it. And one day I was on YouTube and I happened across, because I think I was looking up affairs, because he had already had several on me, you know, and I think I ran across narcissism. And as I was watching the videos, I'm like, oh my God, he's a narcissist. And the more I watched, the more I realized he's after me because of my empathicness. And I've been an empath since I was a child. I knew that, but I didn't know that they went after empaths. And I don't even think they go after empaths knowing that they do. There's just something about us, guys. There's something about us that draws them to us like a magnet. Maybe it's our love and our kindness, our forgiveness. Maybe it's the way we portray ourselves. Maybe it's because we're happy all the time. I don't know what it is that draws narcissism narcissist to impasse, but it does. Protect you. Okay, yeah, he already took you for a ride. She already took you for a ride. They've already sucked everything out of you that they can. And now they want you back. Don't believe the lies. Don't believe the Hoover. Heavy subject. Anyway, you're all in my heart and my prayers. Remember to love yourself today. You've got to love yourself to survive narcissism. And no matter what it takes, get that self-love back. That's all I have to say about that. You're my thoughts, you're my prayers. Take care of yourself.